We don't know for sure when people came to the land we think of as Texas. But almost everyone agrees that it was at least 16,000 years ago during the last ice age. The first Texans experienced a land that we can only imagine, a different landscape with amazing animals. They also lived through a great period of climate change as the Ice Age ended and rising sea levels flooded the coasts. Many of the Ice Age animals went extinct. Their descendants rolled with the changes and eventually became the diverse tribes and native peoples of Texas. Each has their own cultural traditions and stories, passed down through the generations. Some of these stories feature monsters, amazing animals, and people who lived in a chaotic and changing world. Could these stories reflect memories that have been transformed into larger-than-life legends? Did native people discover fossils, which required an explanation? Do these stories pass on important lessons? Are they just good fun? After all, stories about monsters and mayhem are still popular today. Today, there are hundreds of native groups, and some still tell stories of monsters. Let's explore some examples. The Wichita people lived on the central and southern plains, including large areas of North Texas. The Wichita people tell a story that takes place in a small village during the early days of the world. The children found 4 puppies and brought them back to their village to play. But they grew too quickly. Soon, it was clear they were not puppies at all. Their necks grew long. They towered over grown men and gobbled up anyone who came near. Other monsters filled the world. Many people fled east, never to return. Finally, the Father in the sky sent a great flood to wash away the monsters, and the people were saved. They sowed seeds and made a new world that was lush and good. The Caddo-Haydaco people were part of the Caddo Confederacy. Old Caddo-Haydaco stories say it was Coyote, the trickster god, who rid the world of monsters. In the first time, the world was full of horrible, terrible wild creatures. They were fierce hunters, and all the people, who were also animals, were afraid. Coyote calls a meeting to talk to all the people. He proposes to set the whole world on fire. Whitesnake and Blacksnake lit the fire, while Coyote sent all the people up a rope to stay safe atop a star. As the flames rose higher, Bat stayed behind to hold back the monsters, and his wings were singed black. Afterwards, the earth was a good home for all the people. According to some Mescalero Apache stories, the land was once watery, dark, and dominated by terrible reptiles, both on land and in the air. The people, wanting to live in peace, challenged the monsters to a guessing game. They told the monsters to hide a large joint bone from an elephant in one of 4 holes at the corners of the universe. If the people guessed correctly, the monsters had to leave. But the people were cunning. They sent Crow to spy on the monsters. With this knowledge, they won the game, and the monsters left defeated. The sun rose, the water receded, and the people set out to explore the new world. These are just a few of the many indigenous stories that feature monsters and amazing animals. Check out the education guide for sources and links to complete stories.